let's jump right into this explainer. We're looking at a fascinating, modern Sri Vaishnava interpretation that basically takes the ancient spiritual wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita and maps it directly onto our hyper-connected, AI-driven lives. It literally bridges thousands of years of profound spiritual thought right to the screen staring back at us. So, let me ask you, is your mind a modern battlefield? I mean, really think about it for a second. Your notifications are constantly buzzing, emails are piling up, deadlines are looming. Does your daily struggle with stress and endless information feel less like a normal Tuesday and more like an active war zone? Well, this source argues that, yeah, we are absolutely in a battle, every single day. Which brings us to section 1, the modern battlefield, where we look at mental overload as Kurukshetra. In the original text, the battlefield was a literal physical place called Kurukshetra. But today's battlefield isn't fought with swords and chariots. It's fought with mental overload. Our modern enemies are stress and burnout, confusion and anxiety, constant comparison, and just total digital overload. The source suggests that real strength actually only begins when we hit pause. We have to actively acknowledge this exhausting inner struggle and seek divine guidance, rather than just faking that everything is totally fine while endlessly doom scrolling. Modern life only becomes manageable when our ego reduces and our surrender begins. Moving from the battlefield to the individual level, here's section 2, Identity in the Digital Age. Specifically, the clash between the attention economy and the eternal soul. Chapter 2 brilliantly illustrates the trap of building our self-worth on temporary digital metrics rather than our permanent spiritual selves. Look, we all have this temporary identity. It's what the modern world tells us matters, right? Follower counts, job titles, bank balances, carefully curated online images, fleeting achievements. But completely opposed to that is our permanent identity, the eternal soul belonging to God. The text issues a pretty stark warning here. Do not lose your eternal self while obsessively building up these temporary digital avatars. And, well, the danger of forgetting that permanent identity leads us straight into the realities outlined in chapter 14. These are our modern addictions. Notice how addiction today isn't just about physical substances anymore. It's endless negativity and outrage. It's the absolute trap of constant comparison, the desperate need for social validation, unchecked overconsumption, and deep digital dependency. These are impulses that quietly control our minds in the attention economy. True freedom, the text notes, only begins when our awareness becomes stronger than these digital impulses. Basically, we have to control our minds before the algorithms control them. Digital reputation is temporary. Character is permanent. I really want to emphasize this profound reminder drawn from chapter 16. A person's true worth isn't measured by their visibility, their popularity, or their influence online. It's measured by their integrity, their responsibility, and, most importantly, their behavior when absolutely nobody is watching. Now, let's zoom out to the societal view in section 3, Technology Guided by Dharma, focusing on elevating AI and modern skills. So the crucial point mapped out in chapter 4 is this: technology itself isn't the enemy at all. It's all about the approach. Knowledge without ethics, that creates real danger. But knowledge paired with humility, that becomes divine service. When technology is guided by dharma or righteous duty, it actively uplifts humanity. Whether you're using AI, coding software, running a business, or teaching online, the source argues that these modern skills can actually become sacred services, as long as they're paired with human values and a genuine intention to help others. And this perfectly illustrates the modern spiritual priority from chapter 12. The future belongs to intelligent hearts, not intelligent machines alone. As automation and artificial intelligence increasingly dominate our world, things like empathy, patience, kindness, and emotional warmth, they don't become obsolete. Actually, they become our absolute most valuable assets. Skills are truly sacred only when they reduce suffering. Let's shift into our 4th section, Protecting Your Inner Reality. Here we're looking at science, hustle, and consciousness. Chapter 7 offers this striking insight. Science explains processes. Spirituality reveals meaning. The text posits a really fascinating idea here. It argues that digging deeper into space, medicine, biology, and AI doesn't erase the divine. It actually makes divine intelligence more visible. We can study the how with science, for sure, but we desperately need spirituality to understand the why.
Chapter 13 beautifully contrasts two distinct realities. On the one hand, we have biology and data. Medicine studies the physical body, psychology studies our behavior. We live in an age where humanity is constantly tracked and analyzed as pure data, right? But beyond all of that, we have deeper mysteries: consciousness, spiritual existence, and meaning. The core message here is that human beings are so much more than just biology and data points. Our consciousness remains a profound mystery that simply cannot be quantified by any algorithm. Which leads directly to this highly practical advice from Chapter 17. Protect your mind from unhealthy information, just as you protect your body from unhealthy food. Think about that for a second. The endless news cycles, the social media feeds, the digital content we constantly consume, it's not just passive entertainment, it's mental food. It is quite literally shaping our inner reality, our mental health, and our consciousness. We have to be fiercely protective of our digital diet. For our final section, let's take a breath and zoom out to the cosmic level. Section 5, Finding Peace Through Surrender and Embracing the Cosmic Scale. Chapter 18 offers us some incredibly grounded, actionable steps to navigate a fast-paced world we just cannot fully control. First, we start by doing sincere work. Second, we keep learning. Third, we extend that outward by helping others. Fourth, we trust God during times of deep uncertainty. And fifth, we accept our temporary human existence with profound humility. Despite all our advanced technology, we cannot control nature, time, or destiny. By following these steps, we can let go of the exhausting, frankly impossible desire to micromanage everything, and instead find true peace through service and surrender. To truly thrive in this fast-changing world, the Source outlines these essential, timeless spiritual roots: Dharma, humility, compassion, self-control, devotion, and surrender to God. The text issues a pretty stark warning here. Without these spiritual roots, human civilization might become incredibly fast, and AI might become incredibly powerful, but human progress will remain deeply restless internally. We might look super intelligent and successful on the outside, but without these core values, we're going to be completely emotionally unstable on the inside. Let's wrap up this explainer by lingering on a final, incredibly powerful synthesis of the source material. Use technology with wisdom, use knowledge with compassion, use progress with humility. And remember that God silently exists within and beyond all creation. It's a striking blueprint for navigating the digital age, isn't it? So I want to leave you with this question. As you close this explainer and return to your notifications and your screens, how will you choose to wield your own technology today?